Welcome back. 17's coverage of high school football continues this evening. 17 Sports Director Anthony Vasquez joining us live from Shafter High now, where summer camp is underway for the Generals. Anthony, good evening to you.
Around the Kern County summer camps, and I'm happy to be joined once again by Trevor Horn. Trevor, you have to think this Shafter team is going to be one of the favorites in the South Sequoia League once again, right?
This is a team that 2 years ago, they had a freshman quarterback, went to a state championship last year. The quarterback was a sophomore. They played in a very controversial game in the semifinals, which a lot of people say that Shafter should have won that game on that botched no call on the 2-point conversion. And then you look at it, and now you have all this firepower. You've got Ezekiel Osborne coming back, a quarterback. He's got Chris Espinoza at running back, a slew of wide receivers led by Marion Sloan. So this is a very high-powered Shafter team that's ready to, make their mark here this season again.
Well, let's talk about how the last two seasons ended for Shafter. One, that muddy field 2 years ago. Then last year, the long snapper caught the game-winning 2-point conversion. Bounce back from that heartbreaking loss.
I think Gerald Perucci says it best when he says you just have to put it behind you, learn from the adversity, and move on, knowing that Exeter's in 4 weeks and the new season starts.
Well, we caught up with Coach Perucci earlier and to talk about how his team is going to bounce back from that tough playoff loss last year.
I think what you do is you try to take out all the equations that you allow to come into the game, and you just take care of them yourself. I think that's the only answer, right? I mean, you can't, if you try to beat yourself up on stuff like that, we're past that now. So we have to just move on and make sure that we're preparing and doing what we can, and in the end, make the plays we need to make, and then we're not in those situations.
All right. Well, speaking of plays you need to make, there is going to be a lot of playmakers on the Shafter squad, returning a lot of firepower this year, right, Trevor?
Yeah, you look at Ezekiel Osborne. I think by the time he's all said and done after next season, just now going into his junior year, he's going to be one of the leading all-time passers in Kern County and Central Section history. He's got a running back, linebacker, and Chris Espinoza that's going to be in the backfield for him. So if the plays aren't working in the pass game, he'll be there. But then he's got a slew of wide receivers. Marion Sloan, like we said earlier, is one of the best wide receivers in the Central Section. And you talk about Shafter, one town, one school. There's a lot of pride, and these guys take a lot of pride to being part of this Shafter football team.
Well, there's going to be a lot of firepower returning for the Generals. That's it from Shafter High School. Let's send it back to you in the studio.